Coming up in today's video, guys, we have a really nervous patient, and we also have some super narrow ear canals that we remove some dry wax from. My name is Taylor Green. I'm one of the audiologists here at Audiology Associates.
My name's Rhys, Barber. I'm the other audiologist here at Audiology Associates. So as Taylor said, this first patient here is mine. Oh my goodness, bless him. This first patient was so nervous when they came through. They were really scared to get their earwax removed, bless them. They'd had a really bad experience, and I'm talking, this was probably about 20 years ago. They'd had a really bad experience and started to feel blocked up recently and just worked themselves up into such a pitch, bless, because they were, they didn't really want to have the same experience they had last time. So what we've got here is a very soft wax, and the difficulty is this is actually a difficult wax to remove as well at this particular consistency. So I always try and reassure the patient, and luckily they'd stumbled across the channel, they'd looked at it a few times, built up the courage to book themselves an appointment, which is what is lovely about doing this kind of channel. It just really helps people to understand what you do, and because we're explaining everything, it seems to put people at ease when they come in, when they've seen the videos beforehand. But this is coming away a bit nicer here. We've got a slightly odd-shaped ear canal as well. We've got this very pronounced dip just at the entrance to the canal, which you'll see in a bit more detail now. So we're just going to remove this bit as well. Oh, guys, we're not on. If you've missed the last, not the last video, but the one before, you'll realise that we aren't on the screen for that one either. We normally come in and we record, or we sort of record a batch of videos in one go. And we came in this morning and the mics were completely utterly flat as a pancake, so we couldn't do anything with them. So this is why we're not on the screen today. But we're fingers crossed the mic will be charged up in the next 5 minutes and we'll be able to get a few more done in front of the video as well. But it's coming away nicely. It's a little bit gloopy, a little bit sticky.
Did the patient say what type of wax removal they had done before, or why was it a bad experience?
I don't know. I think I'm struggling to remember, but I think it was irrigation. And I think that it was irrigation, because I remember that's right. I remember the chap saying that he turned up, and because this is a little while ago, they were still using the big old metal syringe. And he said the guy pulled out this syringe, and he said he just sort of plunged it straight into his ear, and just without any kind of explanation of what to expect, he was just whooshed straight in. And he said it was just horrendous. It was so uncomfortable. I'm not surprised. You're talking like modern irrigation equipment. We do irrigation. The modern irrigation equipment, that the pressure is so well regulated and so reduced now compared to what it used to be. So it's a lot safer method now, but oh my goodness me, this poor guy. So I was on the ceiling. I had to tell whoever it was to stop, because it was just ridiculously painful. I guess skin peeling away.
Yeah, it's a bit of a strange shape, isn't it? That ear canal there. That's it's usually something we see if the patient's got like if they've had a really hard solid, if it's been completely blocked up and it's been there for a long time, and sometimes kind of reshape remodel the ear canal.
You got it. That's right.
Like keratosis obturans usually sort of can change the shape, but this doesn't look similar to that. That doesn't look typical. Sorry, of keratosis obturans.
When you see, like, because it's normally pressure, isn't it, on the ear canal, and when you get that pressure, excuse me, sorry guys, when you get that pressure on the ear canal, it can actually cause the almost like micro fractures. But it's usually found in the sort of more bony portion of the canal. Well, this is more in the cartilaginous portion. This one, so some people are born with I don't want to say quirky, but slightly different shaped ear canals. And I think this is just one of those cases. I think, looking at this.
Yeah, these are the tricky bits. The plug that you've removed already is the easy part. But I sometimes hate taking these little bits away, because they're so attached to the ear canal. They just don't want to come away.
You can see a line of skin there, right in the middle of the screen there. Now, I've left that there just because what I want to do is I want this patient to have a really good experience. Now, the reason I left it, you'll see why now, as I try and lift it. There we go. Hang on. Get on it now in a second. We're nearly there. You can see it. I'm on it, but it's just not moving at all. It just doesn't want to budge. That's completely solid. I do try from the side now as well, just to see if I can lift it off from the side, but it just didn't want to move. No. And I don't want, if you've got a really nervous patient, they were hesitant about coming along, that kind of thing. You want them to leave having a good experience, because that way then that patient is more likely, rather than leaving it 20 years to get their ears cleaned out again, you know, they are going to come through a little bit more regularly to get that done then.
Definitely. It makes a really big difference, to be fair.
Yeah.
And those little tiny bits there are not going to make any difference whatsoever.
No.
You know, we do see a lot of the time in the comments, people saying, oh, you didn't completely clear out the ear canal.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to.
No.
It's you need some wax, you need some skin in the ear.
Yeah.
It's all natural.
Yeah, it does help.
This is mine.
Sorry.
Oh, go on, sorry.
Up in the corner, if you watch this on YouTube, I did put a card for us. We're pointing here, but you can't see us. We did put another card for another really nervous patient we saw, and this was going back one of the early days. I think it's in the 200s on the video, so go and check that one out as well, guys.
Yeah, no, this is my patient here. Now, you can already see when we first took a look inside this ear canal, we got a super narrow, like tight ear canal here. Now this is the fine end.
We did put his teeth in. Sorry.
Now we got the fine end on here because it is the only option I really have with this ear canal. Because what we tend to find, I may be able to fit a standard sized sonotube in here, but what we tend to risk with really narrow ear canals here is the ear canal walls collapsing, which happens quite a lot, especially with elderly patients when the cartilage is quite soft and quite flexible, which generally tends to happen as you get older. I mean, it almost creates like a vacuum seal, and it can be really uncomfortable for the patient, and we do risk then barotrauma, which is basically a form of like bruising, or it could be perforation, which obviously we don't really want to do. So I've kind of, the only option I really have here is either manual tools, which again would be a bit of a nightmare with this one, or the fine end. And we got quite lucky. It's actually coming away relatively nicely.
It is, isn't it, for that? I think a good way of describing, you know, that suction effect you were just talking about. You know those vacuum seal bags? Those ones you can get where you kind of plug a vacuum cleaner on the outside and it sucks all the air out. Imagine doing that, but in your ear canal. The weakest point of the system is going to become the eardrum. So you're going to cause trauma to the eardrum that way. So you've got to be really careful with it. Really, really careful with it.
And the other problem we have is the vision.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. There we go. So that one's... and this, I believe, if I can remember, because these videos are done sort of days, sometimes, I wouldn't say weeks ago, but I think this is actually a regular patient of ours who does come quite regularly, as in every 6 months. And not surprising, to be fair, because these narrow ear canals, they do tend to hold wax in quite nicely.
Yeah, they do. They do.
So we've got a bit of a turbo wiggle going on here. We haven't brought the turbo wiggle out for a while.
Sure. We've dusted it off. Out the curtains. There we are.
There it is.
What's going on now? We can just, we got a little soft bit right at the entrance to the canal, by the looks of it.
Just more of a clean-up, really. The patient wasn't really having much issue with the hearing, because you could already see before we started there was a view to the eardrum, but it was a really small gap. So this patient would have experienced more itching or like the sensation that there is something in the ear. And obviously once we cleared this out, you know, patient's back to normal, feeling absolutely fine. Bit of a bendy ear canal as well. You can see you can see the ear canal is actually obstructing our view of the eardrum fully there. So we've got a massive 2 centimeters there.
That's 3/4 of an inch, guys. That is
brilliant.
Well, guys, thank you so much for watching our video again. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to like, heart, share, follow, and subscribe for us. If you have ear problems yourself, make sure you check out the link tree in the description. Book yourself an appointment with myself or the Splendiferous Mr. Taylor Green. I know. Splendiferous indeed. And guys, if you did enjoy this video, if you're watching this on YouTube, they'll put a suggestion about a video you might like up in the top left corner, so have a little look at that for us as well. But as always, take care of yourselves.
Take care of your ears.
And take care of one another. And fingers crossed we shall see you soon, but if not, you'll definitely hear us soon on the next video. All the best, guys.
Bye.